What's up, guys? It's Andrew Olsentowski. I'm bringing you a new short series I'm starting. Um, just sharing you my betting tips. And then this betting tip video is entitled Never Lay Chalk. And what I mean by never laying chalk is never betting on favorites. And there's a reason for that, man. When you bet on money line favorites, let's look at this. So if you're betting minus 400 and minus 400 favorites on the money line, you're gonna have to win 80% of the time. And so if you're risking $400 to win 100 and you lose, you're out $400. It's gonna take you 5 straight winning events, let's say at minus 400 odds, to just eclipse that $400 that you lost. So when you bet favorites like that, this is the money line conversion chart showing you odds to percentage. Minus 400 implies that there's an 80% chance that that person on the money line should win. That's what those odds mean. But that also means that if you're risking minus 400 odds, you're going to have to win 80% of the time at those odds just to break even. And those are sucker bets, man. And that's why I don't ever believe you should lay chalk. Never lay chalk betting on the money line. Yeah, some bettors, some people, they do. And that's just not my style. That's just not a style that I've found to be effective. And I wouldn't recommend it to anybody that I would want to be successful, man. But most people aren't going to tell you that. Most people will tell you that, hey, they might have found success mixing in money line favorites, maybe with underdogs or whatever. But I'm a strictly underdog better, man. Even with the Jake Paul fight, where I had Jake Paul minus 135 against Tyron Woodley, I ended up creating an arbitrage situation for myself, where the odds on Jake Paul rose to over minus 200. So I placed another bet on Woodley, and I created an arbitrage situation for myself where I made money on the outcome of the fight, no matter who won. Not as much as if I would have had Jake Paul outright, but the fact that I had minus 135 on Jake Paul, I just did not like that feeling, man, of knowing that I laid, $13.50 to win 1,000. I mean, those are just, risking minus 135 odds. Just in my head, knowing I gotta win 57.4% of the time, at those odds, just doesn't sit well with me, man, because I know that's a sucker's bet, man. I don't want to ever lay favorite price, man. I want to lay dog money. I want to lay 1 to win 1.45. I want to lay 1 to win 2.1. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of odds I want to risk. I always want to risk 1. I always want to risk a base sum to win more than that base sum, So I'm strictly an underdog bettor. I design my own model that takes that into account, money line model. Now, there's some sports that you probably don't want to bet the money line. Some sports that you do that are great money line sports, especially I would say for underdogs, would be MMA, particularly the UFC organization, which I focus on primarily or entirely, I mean. And I would say MLB and the NHL are great underdog sports for the money line. Money line sports that you're not gonna, or sports that you probably wouldn't use the money line in, would probably be like the NFL and NBA, stuff like that, where you're probably gonna be betting more based off the spread. But the problem with that is those spread-based sports, you're gonna constantly see minus 110 odds, where you got to win 52.4% of the time. Where you're getting, the Detroit Lions +7 minus 110. I mean, you're going to have to win 52.4% of the time, and the bookies are going to make money off that. The bookies are going to take advantage of that. You're not going to win 52.4% of the time and be a successful long-term bettor. It's a sucker's bet, man. You're paying that vig, and that's why I like betting on underdogs, and that's why I don't ever believe in laying chalk. Bet money line sports. I entirely bet the UFC. I have my own model I've had 9 bets this year out of God knows how many hundreds of fights that have taken place. 9 bets, very small percentage in ultra conservative model. These are my 9 bets so far. Advanced Mufta. This is my betting model. This is for 2021. And you can see the wins and the losses, man. A super ultra conservative model. And then be able to go back, be able to remodel your model and go back years. If you have an idea, come up with it. Expand on your ideas, design a model, and you know, remodel it, put it to the test, remodel it through previous years. It might be having a great year, but if you can't show success of prior years, how do you know it's going to be a successful model? And that's what I've built. That's why I originally created Mufta, and I expanded on it and made Advanced Mufta, and you can see year by year what it's doing. And you can see Mufta itself isn't successful primarily just because Muftao and Advanced Mufta create Mufta, but Advanced Mufta by itself is a super successful model, which is this middle column. And I love it, man, because it's an underdog model, so I can win 35% of the time and still break even, still profit, and that's what these odds show you, man. That's what these money line odds show you, is that hey, you can bet underdogs, and if you constantly, let's say, bet minus 130 favorite or underdogs, you only need to win 43% of the time to break even. You know, so design a model. Never lay chalk, guys, especially when you're fucking with the money line. Never lay chalk. Bet primarily on I mean, I entirely bet on underdogs, but you want to design your own model. Bet on premier underdogs, and you will find success. You don't need to win every time to make money. You're not in this for a quick money grab, to bet one time for one event, make some money, get out. It's not how this works, man. You want to be long-term successful. I can lose multiple events in a row and still profit long-term, still have a winning year, right? I don't need to win every event. I don't need to chase my money. I understand the long-term game, and I have a successful model that allows me to do that. So guys, in this video, learn about the money line conversion chart. And in my advice, never lay chalk. And never laying chalk means never bet on favorites. Never lay that juice. Never lay this juice. Never lay minus 270 to win 1. You know? Never lay 1.75 to win 1. This is how much you have to win to break even. You're going to win 63% of the time. You're going to win 63% of your bets at minus 170 odds and break even? I don't think so, man. So just understand the money line. Understand that some sports are specific to the money line, such as mixed martial arts. You know, MLB and NHL are also great money line sports. They also have a goal line or a run line in those sports. But like I said, in mixed martial arts, it's primarily all money line stuff, man. And I'm a big money line guy. Entirely underdogs. So guys, like I said, the title of this video is Never Lay Chalk.